Picture this, you're hosting your daughter's 10th birthday party, bounce house inflated, 20 kids screaming with joy, then your brother calls. There's a gate blocking your driveway, I can't get in, the birthday cake is melting. You run outside. Metal gate padlock, professional concrete installation. And standing there in a pink blazer, blonde hair styled perfect, smile cold as ice, the HOA president. This is HOA property now, your driveway, your property deed. Your land, but she doesn't care. Within 1 month, she's fining you thousands, threatening foreclosure. She's done this to 8 families before you, destroyed them, bought their homes for pennies, made $3 million. She picked the wrong veteran to mess with. I spent 6 months building a case. Recordings, financial documents, witnesses, proof of fraud. When we finally met in federal court, she crumbled. Stay until the end. The judge's ruling will restore your faith in justice. Comment where you're watching from right now, because your story might be next and you need to know you're not alone. 5 years ago, I bought my dream home in Riverside Meadows, a quiet neighborhood outside Charlotte, corner lot, wraparound porch, workshop in the back where I restore motorcycles. My grandfather helped me build that porch. Spent 2 weeks in the Carolina summer heat teaching me how to set the posts, level the boards. My wife Sarah planted the garden along the fence line. Roses, lavender, sunflowers that grew taller than our daughter Emma. Sarah died 2 years ago, cancer. The medical bills took everything, her life insurance, our savings, my retirement fund, but I kept the house for Emma because this is where her mom lived, where her mom's flowers still bloom every spring. I'm healing now, slowly. Emma's 10, 4th grade, smile like her mother's. I run a small motorcycle repair shop downtown. We're not rich, but we're okay. We're surviving. Today's her birthday party, 20 kids in the backyard. Bounce house inflated, streamers on the porch. Emma's wearing the dress we picked out together, purple with butterflies. She's running around with her friends, face painting, laughing. That sound. God, I needed to hear her laugh like that. My brother Mike's bringing the cake. Custom 3-tier princess castle. Emma's been talking about it for weeks. My phone rings. Mike, Jack, there's a problem. What problem? There's a gate across your driveway. I can't get in. I walk around the side of the house. Parents are setting up the food table. Kids are screaming in the bounce house. Emma sees me, waves. I wave back. I reach the front yard and freeze. Metal gate, powder-coated steel. Spanning my entire driveway entrance. Chain, padlock, professional installation, concrete footings set into my asphalt. Mike's truck is stopped in the street, hazards blinking. And standing beside the gate, arms crossed, blonde hair catching the afternoon sun, pink blazer button perfect despite the heat, Sharon Whitfield. HOA president, 52 years old. I've seen her at neighborhood events. Always smiling, always in control. She's not smiling now. I walk over, my heart's pounding. What is this? Traffic control, she says, voice clipped, cold. The HOA board voted to regulate access points. This is my driveway. My property. This is HOA jurisdiction, read your bylaws. Mike's standing by his truck holding the cake box. I can see it sagging in the heat. Remove this gate right now. Sharon steps closer. She's 5'6" but carries herself like she's 7 feet tall. Her eyes are ice blue. Empty. Mr. Morrison, I don't respond well to demands. This gate stays. If you have concerns, you can file a formal complaint at next month's board meeting. Next month, my daughter's birthday is today. Now that's her cake. Then I suggest you carry it through the neighbor's yard. She pulls out her phone. And if you continue this aggressive behavior, I'm calling the police. Aggressive? You blocked my driveway. I'm documenting everything you're saying. She holds the phone up, recording. Your tone, your proximity. I feel threatened. Parents are watching now from the backyard, kids running to the fence to see what's happening. Emma appears beside me. Daddy, what's wrong? Sharon looks at my daughter, then back at me, smiles. Have a wonderful party, Mr. Morrison. She walks away. 3 houses down, her house, the biggest on the block. She disappears inside. I stand there staring at this gate on my property. Mike's climbing over it, cake in his arms. Emma's tugging my hand. Daddy, is Uncle Mike okay? Yeah, baby, he's fine. Let's go sing happy birthday. But nothing's fine, nothing at all. I just don't know how bad it's about to get. The party continues. We carry the cake through my neighbor's yard. Emma blows out the candles. Everyone sings. She opens presents. The kids play. Parents make small talk, but I catch them glancing at me. At the gate, whispering, by 5 o'clock, everyone's gone. Emma's exhausted, passed out on the couch, birthday crown crooked on her head. Mike helps me clean up. What are you gonna do? He asks. I don't know yet. After he leaves, I can't sleep. I sit at my kitchen table, Emma's drawings on the refrigerator, Sarah's photo on the mantle. That photo was taken right there on the porch, 3 years ago, before the diagnosis, before everything fell apart. I pull out my property documents, the deed, the survey map from when I purchased. I spread them across the table under the overhead light. Clear as day, my property line extends 15 feet past where Sharon installed that gate. The survey's stamped, certified, filed with the county. That driveway is 100% mine, no easement, no shared access. Mine, I take photos of the documents, measurements, property markers, I'm methodical, the Marines taught me that. Document everything, build your case. Morning comes, no sleep. I make Emma breakfast pancakes, her favorite, drive her to school, then head to the HOA office in the community center. Sharon's not there, just a receptionist named Bate. Young, maybe 25, nervous energy. I need to speak with Mrs. Whitfield. She's not available, would you like to leave a message? Tell her Jack Morrison needs to discuss the gate on my property. Bates' eyes flicker, recognition. Fear, I'll let her know. I drive home. There's a paper taped to my front door. Violation notice, unauthorized gathering exceeding guest limit, 15 plus fine, $500 pay within 10 days or lien will be filed against property. My hands shake holding it. Guest limit, my daughter's birthday party. I call the HOA office immediately. Sharon answers. Mrs. Whitfield, there's a gate blocking my driveway. I have the property deed, the survey. It's on my land. The HOA has easement rights over all access roads, Mr. Morrison. It's in the bylaws you signed when you purchased. That's not an access road, that's my private driveway. Her voice goes colder. Not anymore. Now, regarding your violation fine, I'm not paying a fine for my daughter's birthday party. Silence. Then, the fine is now $750 for this harassing phone call. I'm documenting your aggressive communication pattern. You can't just increase. I can do whatever the HOA bylaws authorize me to do. Pay within 10 days, Mr. Morrison, or we'll proceed with a lien. The line goes dead. I stand in my kitchen, the walls closing in. I look at the violation notice again, read the fine print at the bottom. Additional violations may result in accelerated fines, property liens, and foreclosure proceedings. Foreclosure. They're talking about taking my house. I grab my laptop, start searching, HOA laws, property rights, North Carolina statutes. I read for hours, pages and pages of legal code, easement definitions, covenant enforcement procedures. Then I find something. A forum, HOA abuse victims, thousands of members nationwide, and one thread, Riverside Meadows HOA Charlotte NC, anyone else dealing with Whitfield, 12 responses. 12 families, all destroyed. My phone buzzes. Email from the HOA. Second violation notice, attempted removal of HOA property, traffic control gate, fine, $1,000 total amount due. $1,750. I never touched that gate, I never went near it. But they don't care. This isn't about rules, this isn't about community standards. This is something else, something darker. I pull up the forum thread again, start reading every single response. And that's when I realize I'm not the first, I'm just the next target. Evening comes. Emma's doing homework at the kitchen table. I'm cooking dinner, spaghetti, nothing fancy, when there's a knock at the door. Tom Henderson, my neighbor 2 houses down, 67, retired postal worker. Good guy, keeps to himself. We wave, chat about weather, nothing deep. He looks nervous. Keeps glancing over his shoulder toward Sharon's house. Jack, you got a minute? Sure, come in. He shakes his head. Not here, your workshop. We walk to the garage. Tom waits until the door closes before speaking. You need to know what you're dealing with. Sharon and Richard, her husband. Tom's voice drops to barely a whisper. He's a real estate attorney. Big firm downtown. They've been doing this for 3 years. Ever since Sharon became HOA president. Doing what? Tom pulls out his phone, shows me a document, property transfer records. 8 families, Jack, 8 families have left this neighborhood in 3 years. Every single one sold below market value. Every single one sold to the same buyer, Riverside Holdings LLC. What's that? Sharon and Richard's shell company. They're buying people out. Forcing them out with fines, violations, legal threats. Then swooping in with cash offers when families are desperate. My stomach drops. How much are they making? My friend Paul, he's an architect, ran the numbers. They've cleared at least $3 million. Buy low, flip high. It's genius if you're a psychopath. Why hasn't anyone stopped them? Tom's laugh is bitter. Paul tried, fought back, hired a lawyer. Sharon buried him in violations, fined him $12,000 in 6 months. The HOA filed a lien. Paul couldn't refinance his mortgage, couldn't sell, they foreclosed. Riverside Holdings bought it at auction for 60% of value. Paul lost everything, his house, his savings. His marriage fell apart. Where's Paul now? Apartment across town. He still comes to the neighborhood sometimes, just sits in his car staring at his old house. New family living there now. They paid $650,000 for a house Paul lost for $400,000. I feel sick. Why are you telling me this? Tom looks at me, really looks at me. Because you're next, Jack. I saw what she did to you yesterday. The gate, the violation notice. This is how it starts. It always starts small, then it escalates. Have you been targeted? He pulls out a folded paper from his jacket. Violation notice, dated yesterday. Driveway repair without HOA approval. Fine, $500. I repaved my driveway 6 months ago, Tom says. Got it approved by the board, have the signed permit, doesn't matter. She's coming for me next. Why now? Because I'm one of the last original homeowners left, and my property's worth $800,000. They'll force me out, buy it for $500,000, flip it for over $1 million. His hands are shaking. Jack, I'm 72 years old. I can't fight them. I don't have the money, the energy. I'm going to lose my home. We stand there in silence, the weight of it crushing. Tom, there has to be something we can do. There isn't. Richard knows every judge in Mecklenburg County, plays golf with them, donates to their campaigns. Paul's lawyer told him flat out, you can't win against Richard Whitfield in this county, and he was right. Tom heads for the door, then stops. Jack, I like you, you're a good man, your daughter deserves better than this. So here's my advice, pay the fines, keep your head down, don't fight them because they don't lose, ever. After Tom leaves, I stand in my workshop. Sarah's photo is on the workbench, I keep one there too, she's smiling. That real smile, before the cancer, before the pain. I made her a promise when she died, promised I'd keep Emma safe, keep our home, keep our family's memory alive. My phone buzzes, email from the HOA. Third violation, notice improper waste bin placement fine, $300 total due, $2,050. I took the trash out this morning. Put it on the curb. Same place I've put it for 5 years. They're not going to stop. Tom was right about that. This is just the beginning, but Tom's wrong about one thing, I'm not paying, I'm not keeping my head down. Because Sharon Whitfield just made a critical mistake. She picked a fight with someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to fight for. Monday morning. Emma's at school, I'm making calls, property rights attorneys, HOA litigation specialists, real estate law firms. I've got a list of 15 lawyers from my internet research. First call, Miller and Associates. We can't take your case, the receptionist says. Won't even let me speak to an attorney. Second call, Thompson Legal Group. We don't handle HOA disputes against the Whitfield firm. Third call, Carolina Property Law. The attorney actually takes my call. Listens for 3 minutes. Mr. Morrison, I'm going to be honest with you. Richard Whitfield is connected, very connected. No attorney in Charlotte wants to go against him. You'll spend $30,000 minimum and you'll lose. But I have proof the gates on my property, doesn't matter. He'll bury you in motions, delay tactics. He'll make it so expensive you'll give up. That's how he wins. Not in court, through attrition. The lawyer hangs up, I keep calling, same response, every single one. By noon, I've contacted 12 attorneys, 0 willing to help. My savings account, $23,000, that's it. Sarah's life insurance went to medical bills. Funeral costs. Emma's college fund has $8,000, untouchable. I run my own business, Morrison's Motorcycle Repair, small shop, 2 employees, we're barely breaking even. Good months I clear $4,000. Bad months I cover payroll and pray. I can't afford a $30,000 legal fight, even if I could find a lawyer. My phone buzzes, email from the HOA. Fourth violation, notice commercial vehicle in residential driveway fine, $500 my truck. The one I use for work, parts runs, customer deliveries. It has my business logo on the door. Been parking it there for 5 years. Fifth violation, notice lawn exceeds height regulation, 3-inch maximum fine, $300 I go outside. Measure my grass with a ruler. Emma's ruler from school, pink with unicorns. The grass is 2.8 inches tall. Below the limit, I take photos, time-stamped, documented, doesn't matter, the fine's already issued. Total now $2,850, I go back inside. Pull up the HOA documents I signed when I bought the house. 300 pages, dense legal language, I read every word, looking for the mailbox color requirement Sharon cited, looking for the guest limit clause. Looking for the commercial vehicle restriction. None of it's there. The bylaws are vague, broad. The board reserves the right to assess violations based on community standards and aesthetic judgment. That phrase appears 17 times. Community standards, aesthetic judgment, translation, whatever Sharon wants. Emma comes home from school, I pick her up and she's quiet in the truck. Dad, yeah, baby. Madison said we can't be friends anymore. Madison. Sharon's granddaughter, same age as Emma, they've been best friends since kindergarten. Why? Emma's voice cracks. She said her grandma told her you're a troublemaker, that we might not live here much longer. I pull into our driveway, have to park on the street now because of the gate, and turn to my daughter. She's crying, trying not to, being brave. Emma, listen to me, we're not going anywhere. This is our home, Mom's home, we're staying. Promise? I look at my daughter, her mother's eyes, her mother's heart. I promise. That night after Emma's asleep, I stand in my driveway, staring at that gate in the streetlight, the metal gleaming, mocking me. This isn't some impulsive HOA president overstepping. This is calculated, professional. Sharon and Richard have done this 8 times before. They have a system, a process. They know exactly how to break people. But they don't know me. They don't know what the Marines taught me. They don't know what losing Sarah taught me. I'm not breaking, I'm fighting. If I can't afford a lawyer, I'll become my own lawyer. I'll learn property law, HOA statutes, North Carolina real estate regulations. I'll study every case, every precedent, every loophole. I go back inside, open my laptop, start downloading legal documents, case law, property rights textbooks. Sarah's photo watches me from the mantle. I can almost hear her voice. You've got this. You always figure it out. I'm going to figure this out. The monthly HOA meeting is Thursday at 7 p.m. Community Center Conference Room. I've never attended before, never needed to, but everything's changed now. I arrive at 6:55 p.m. The room smells like stale coffee and cleaning solution, fluorescent lights humming overhead, 20 folding chairs arranged in rows, 15 residents scattered throughout. Most are elderly, some look nervous, scared. Even Tom's in the back row. Sees me, looks away, won't make eye contact. At the front table, Sharon, perfectly composed, cream-colored dress, full-length, conservative cut, blonde bob immaculate, red lipstick precise, reading glasses on a gold chain around her neck. Beside her, Richard Whitfield, tall, maybe 6'2", silver hair swept back, expensive navy suit, $7,500 Rolex on his wrist. I notice details. He's reading papers, doesn't look up when I enter. Third chair. Douglas Brennan, their attorney, mid-30s, laptop open, recording everything. Sharon calls the meeting to order. Her voice carries authority, control. She runs through the agenda. Budget reports. The HOA has $300,000 in reserves. Landscaping proposals, pool maintenance schedule. 40 minutes pass. I sit, wait, patient. Then, any new business? I raise my hand. Sharon's eyes flick to me. No surprise there. She was expecting this. Yes, Mr. Morrison. I stand. Every resident turns to look. I'd like to address the gate blocking my driveway. The room goes completely silent. People shift in their seats. Mr. Morrison, that's not on tonight's agenda. You installed it on my property without permission. Without notice. I have the survey map showing. The HOA has access easement authority over all entry points per Article 7, Section 4 of the Community Bylaws. Sharon's voice is ice, rehearsed. Your driveway crosses the primary entrance threshold. We have every legal right to regulate traffic flow. I pull out my documents, property deed, survey map, county records. This survey from 2019, certified by the county, clearly shows my property line extends. Richard leans forward now. His voice is deeper than Sharon's, smoother, dangerous. Mr. Morrison, are you a licensed surveyor? No, but are you a licensed attorney? No, then your interpretation of property documents is irrelevant and inadmissible. The HOA has legal counsel, he gestures to Douglas, who has reviewed the bylaws and confirmed our authority. Your survey is outdated and doesn't account for recorded easements from 2021. What easements? I never signed. Easements ratified by board vote don't require individual homeowner signatures. Richard's smile doesn't reach his eyes. They're binding on all properties within HOA jurisdiction. This is basic property law, Mr. Morrison. If you'd like to challenge it, hire an attorney and file suit. Otherwise, sit down. My pulse is hammering. This is my property. You can't just... Mr. Morrison. Sharon stands now. You're disrupting official HOA business. This meeting follows Robert's Rules of Order. You're out of order. I'm trying to. Richard nods to two men standing by the door. Security. I hadn't noticed them before. Big guys. Off-duty cops, probably. Gentlemen, Mr. Morrison is creating a disturbance. Please escort him out. I'm not leaving. I have the right. The security guards move toward me. The residents watch. No one speaks. No one defends me. Tom's staring at the floor. I look at Sharon, at Richard, at their attorney recording every word. This isn't over, I say. Sharon's smile is triumphant. Yes, Mr. Morrison, it is. Have a good evening. The guards take my arms, firmly, not violently, but the message is clear. I'm being removed. They walk me through the hallway, past the bulletin board with community announcements, past the photos of neighborhood events, out the front door into the parking lot. Just doing our job, one guard says, almost apologetically. They release me at my truck. I stand there, humiliated, shaking with rage and helplessness. Through the windows, I can see the meeting continuing. Sharon sitting down, Richard leaning back. Business as usual. I drive home, knuckles white on the steering wheel. Emma's at my brother's house tonight, thank God. I don't want her to see me like this. My phone rings as I pull into the street, can't access my driveway, the gate's still there. Emma's school, Principal Henderson. Mr. Morrison, I need you to come to the school tomorrow morning. There's been an incident with Emma. My heart stops. Is she hurt? No, but there was a physical altercation. Emma pushed another student. We need to discuss consequences. Who did she push? Silence. Then Madison Whitfield, of course. Sharon's granddaughter. I'll be there first thing, I say. I sit in my truck staring at my house, my home where Sarah died, where Emma grew up, where my life is supposed to be, and I realize they're not just taking my property. They're taking everything. My dignity, my daughter's friendships, my peace, but they made one mistake, one critical error. They pushed too hard too fast because now I have nothing left to lose and that makes me dangerous. Morning. 7:30 a.m., Principal Henderson's office. Emma sits beside me, eyes red from crying. Madison's on the other side with Sharon, not Madison's parents Sharon. The HOA president grandmother wearing a burgundy blazer perfectly styled that cold smile. Principal Henderson explains, Madison's been taunting Emma for 3 days, calling me a criminal, saying we're going to lose our house. Yesterday at recess, Madison told Emma we'd be living in a car soon because Grandma always wins. Emma snapped. Pushed Madison, Madison fell, scraped her knee. Emma threw the first physical contact, Henderson says carefully. That's a 3-day suspension per school policy. Madison's been bullying her for days, I say. Verbal conflict doesn't justify physical response. Henderson looks genuinely sorry. My hands are tied, Sharon speaks for the first time. Madison's traumatized. We may need to file a police report. For a scraped knee, my voice rises. My granddaughter was assaulted. Your granddaughter's been psychologically torturing my daughter. Mr. Morrison, lower your voice. Henderson stands. Emma, you're suspended for 3 days. Mr. Morrison, please collect her belongings. In the truck, Emma sobs into my chest. I'm sorry, Daddy, I'm so sorry. You didn't do anything wrong, baby. Am I in trouble? No, never. You were protecting yourself. Are we going to lose our house? I hold my daughter, her whole body shaking. No, I promise we're not losing anything. But I'm not sure I believe myself anymore. That evening after Emma cries herself to sleep on the couch, the email arrives. HOA official letterhead. Final notice, property lien filing total unpaid fines. $4,200, including late fees and interest. Lien will be filed with county records in 48 hours. Property may be subject to foreclosure proceedings after 60 days. $4,200. In 2 weeks they fined me over $4,000. I open my banking app. Business account, $11,000. Personal savings, $23,000. Emma's college fund, $8,000. Untouchable. Even if I pay this, more violations will come. More fines, they'll bleed me dry until I can't afford my mortgage. Can't afford to fight. Can't afford to stay. That's the plan. That's always been the plan. I sit at my kitchen table. Calculator out, bills spread everywhere. Mortgage, utilities, business payroll, Emma's expenses. The math doesn't work. Even if I pay the HOA, I'm 3 months from bankruptcy, maybe 4 if I'm lucky. I look at Sarah's photo. 20 years we were together, high school sweethearts. She believed in me when no one else did. When I came back from Afghanistan with PTSD and nightmares, she held me through every dark night. I can't do this, I whisper to her photo. I don't know how to beat them. My laptop's open, email inbox, that forum thread about Sharon and Richard still pulled up. I scroll through the responses again, 8 families all destroyed. Then I see a name I missed before, a recent comment from 2 days ago. David Sullivan, I lost my house to the Whitfields 3 years ago, but I've been documenting everything since. If anyone's still fighting them, contact me. I have information that could help. There's an email address. I stare at it for a long time. This could be nothing. Could be another victim who's just angry and powerless like me, or it could be something else. Something Sharon doesn't know about, a weakness. A crack in their armor. I type an email, David, my name's Jack Morrison. The Whitfields are coming after my house. I need help. I have a 10-year-old daughter. I can't lose this home. If you have anything at all, please respond. I hit send, then I open a new search tab. Type. Adverse possession property rights North Carolina and then fraudulent HOA lien filings legal precedent and then RICO Act HOA fraud. I read until 3 a.m. Legal cases, statutes, precedents, my eyes burn, my head pounds, but something's forming, not a plan yet, but the beginning of understanding. The beginning of fight strategy. My phone buzzes, email notification. David Sullivan, call me. Now 70455504147. I dial. He answers on the first ring. Jack, yeah, how bad is it? Foreclosure notice in 60 days if I don't pay $4,000 in fines. Don't pay. Not a cent. If I don't pay, they'll file a lien. They're going to file it anyway. That's how it works. The fines are just the excuse. His voice is tired but sharp, alert. Jack, I've been waiting 3 years for someone like you. Someone still inside, still fighting, still has access. Access to what? Everything Sharon doesn't want anyone to see, the truth about what they're really doing, and I've got proof, mountains of it, county records, financial documents. Testimony from the 8 families they destroyed. He pauses. But I need someone on the inside, someone they're actively targeting, someone who can catch them making mistakes. My heart's racing. What kind of mistakes? The kind that sends people to prison. David Sullivan talks for 2 hours. I'm pacing my kitchen, phone pressed to my ear, taking notes on everything. He lost his house 3 years ago. First family the Whitfields destroyed. Same playbook, fabricated violations, escalating fines, foreclosure threat. David tried to fight, hired attorneys, spent $40,000, lost anyway, but he didn't disappear. He went underground, started investigating. Sharon and Richard run this like organized crime, David says. Riverside Holdings LLC, that's their shell company, traced through 2 other LLCs back to them. They've purchased 14 properties in 3 years. Always the same pattern: target a homeowner, fabricate violations, force them out through fines or foreclosure, buy the property at 60% of market value, flip it within 6 months for double. How much have they made? 3.2 million. That I can prove. My hands are shaking. You have documentation, everything, property records, county filings, shell company ownership traced through state business registrations. I've got testimony from 8 families willing to go on record, financial statements showing the purchase and resale prices. Then why haven't you gone to the police, the FBI? David's laugh is bitter. I did. County prosecutor is Richard's college roommate from Duke. They golf together every Thursday. State Attorney General's office said it's a civil matter, told me to hire a lawyer. FBI won't touch HOA disputes unless there's clear federal crime. But this is fraud, racketeering. Prove it. Prove the violations were falsified. Prove Richard and Sharon coordinated it. Prove the shell company connection was intentional. Without someone on the inside, it's just circumstantial. The pieces click together in my mind. That's why you need me. You're still living there, still being targeted. You have access to current HOA operations, current violations, current board meetings. His voice intensifies. Jack, Sharon's gotten comfortable, confident. She's been doing this 3 years with 0 consequences. She's making mistakes now, getting sloppy. That gate on your property, that's completely illegal. Everything else she's done has been technically within HOA authority, twisted, immoral, but technically legal. But blocking your deeded property, that's actionable. What do you need from me? Evidence, documentation, recordings, every interaction with Sharon, every violation notice, every HOA meeting, every threat. We need her on record admitting what she's doing. Bragging about it, she will, narcissists always do. I think about the meeting, the humiliation, Sharon's smile, Richard's cold eyes. I'll do it, whatever you need. It's dangerous, Jack. If they realize you're building a case, I don't care. They came after my daughter, threatened my home, they pushed too far. David's quiet for a moment. There's one more thing. I've been trying to find an attorney willing to take this case. Someone outside Richard's network, someone who won't back down. Any luck? Maybe. Property rights advocacy group in DC, nonprofit. They specialize in HOA abuse cases. They've been looking for the right case to set precedent in North Carolina. If we can get them enough evidence, they might take it pro bono. Hope flickers in my chest. First time in 2 weeks. What's their name? American Property Rights Foundation. Attorney named Sarah Martinez. She's young but brilliant. Harvard Law. She hates corruption. Sarah, same name as my wife. Maybe it's a sign. Get me her contact information, I say. I'll reach out. Jack, one more thing. Don't pay those fines, not a dollar. The moment you pay, you're acknowledging their authority. You're legitimizing their violations. Let them file the lien. Let them start foreclosure proceedings. It makes them overconfident, makes them reckless. That's my house, my daughter's home. I know, but trust me, we need them to overreach. We need them to go too far. That's when we strike. After we hang up, I sit in the darkness. Emma's asleep on the couch, still in her school clothes, tear-stained face peaceful now. I open my laptop, create a new folder, evidence, start organizing everything. Photos of the gate, violation notices, email correspondence, property documents. Then I order something online, a doorbell camera with recording capability. Hidden cameras for my property, not for security. For documentation, Sharon wants a war, she's got one. But this time she's fighting someone who knows how to gather intelligence, someone who understands patience, strategy, long game thinking. The Marines taught me know your enemy. Document everything, wait for the perfect moment, and when that moment comes, strike hard, strike fast, strike final. I look at Sarah's photo one more time. I'm going to save our home, baby. I promise tomorrow the real fight begins. Week 1 of my undercover operation. I install cameras everywhere. Doorbell camera records every visitor, every conversation. 2 cameras covering my driveway and the gate. 1 covering my front door where they keep posting violations. David coaches me through encrypted messaging. Signal app, no regular texts, no phone calls from my main line they could be monitoring. Document everything, he says, timestamps, weather conditions, witness names. Make it admissible. I photograph every violation, notice the moment it appears. Check the HOA bylaws against each claim. Measure my grass daily, stays between 2.5 and 2.9 inches, always under their 3-inch limit. Doesn't matter, new violation, grass appears unkempt. Fine $300, total now $4,500. I don't pay, just like David said, let it accumulate. Let them think they're winning, then something unexpected happens. Sharon's assistant Bates shows up at my door. Tuesday afternoon, she's holding another violation notice but won't meet my eyes. The doorbell camera's recording. Bait, what is it this time? Unapproved security cameras. Her voice barely a whisper. Security cameras aren't against HOA rules, I checked. Mrs. Whitfield added it to the violation list yesterday. She finally looks at me, there's something in her expression. Guilt, fear. Mr. Morrison, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? She glances around. I shouldn't be saying this, but some of these violations, they're not real. Mrs. Whitfield tells me what to write up. I just type what she says. My heart pounds. How long has this been happening? Since I started 4 years ago. Her hands shake holding the paperwork. I need this job, I'm a single mom, but what she's doing to you to others. It's not right. Bait, would you be willing to testify to that? Terror crosses her face. I can't, she'll destroy me, she knows people, important people, I'll never work in this town again. What if I could protect you? What if there was a legal case? There's no legal case that beats the Whitfields, everyone knows that. She shoves the violation notice at me. I'm sorry, I have to go. She hurries to her car, drives away, but I got it on camera. Her admission, some of these violations aren't real. Mrs. Whitfield tells me what to write up. I send the footage to David immediately. His response, this is huge, keep pushing, she's cracking. Week 2. I visit the county recorder's office. Same clerk, Dorothy, the older black woman who helped me before. She recognizes me instantly. You're still fighting? Yes, ma'am. She looks toward her supervisor's office. He's on the phone, back turned. Dorothy pulls a file from under her desk. These are the property transfers, the ones that should have been sealed. I made copies before they corrected the filing error. She slides them across the counter. You have 5 minutes. I photograph every page, 14 properties, all former Riverside Meadows homes, all sold to Riverside Holdings. All former owners had HOA liens filed within 3 months of the sale. Average purchase price, $240,000. Average resale price, $620,000, $3.2 million in profit. David was right. Dorothy, why are you helping me? She meets my eyes. Because 30 years ago, someone helped me when I was being pushed out of my home. Housing discrimination. I was going to lose everything. A lawyer took my case pro bono. We won. I never forgot that feeling, someone fighting for you when you can't fight for yourself. She taps the documents. Now go and don't come back here. If they find out I helped you, I lose my pension. Thank you, don't thank me. When, that night, I compile everything. David's testimony. The 8 family stories, Bates' admission on camera, county property records, financial documentation, the gate blocking my deeded property, every fabricated violation. I write an email to Sarah Martinez at the American Property Rights Foundation. Attach everything, 10 megabytes of evidence. Subject line, HOA racketeering case, North Carolina, urgent. I type. Miss Martinez, my name is Jack Morrison. I'm about to lose my home to a corrupt HOA president and her attorney husband. They've done this to 8 families before me. I have documentation of fraud, falsified violations, and a $3 million property flipping scheme. I'm a widower with a 10-year-old daughter. I'm a veteran, I can't afford attorneys, but I can't let them win. If you're looking for a case to set precedent, this is it, please help. I hit send, 11:47 p.m. By 6:15 a.m. she responds, Jack, I've reviewed your evidence. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. Call me immediately, we're taking your case. I stand in my kitchen reading that email over and over. Emma's still asleep, morning light coming through the windows, Sarah's photo on the mantle. For the first time in a month, I feel something I'd forgotten. Hope, but Sharon isn't done yet. That afternoon, the HOA board holds an emergency meeting. I'm not invited, not informed. Tom texts me, they just voted. Immediate foreclosure proceedings. 60-day notice waived. You have 24 hours to pay $8,500 or vacate. The war just went nuclear. Saturday morning, 9:47 a.m., doorbell rings. Emma's having breakfast. Cereal, cartoon playing on TV, normal Saturday, except nothing's normal anymore. I check the camera feed first. It's Sharon, alone, no Richard, no attorney, just her. Cream-colored dress, blonde bob, perfect, red lipstick like a wound. Emma looks up. Who is it, Dad? Stay inside, baby, keep watching your show. I step onto the porch, close the door behind me, the doorbell camera's recording. My phone's in my pocket, also recording. Everything's documented now, everything. Mr. Morrison, we need to talk. About what, Mrs. Whitfield? She steps closer, invading my space. Her perfume's expensive, her eyes are ice. I know what you're doing. I'm defending my property. You've been asking questions, looking at county records, talking to former residents. Her voice drops to something venomous. You're making a very stupid mistake. Am I? Or am I just exercising my rights? Your rights? She laughs, sharp, cold. You signed HOA documents. You agreed to our authority. You have no rights I don't grant you. The Constitution would disagree. Her mask slips. Just for a moment, pure hatred flashes across her face. You military types, you think you're heroes, think rules don't apply to you. You're not heroes, you're entitled parasites. I keep my voice level calm. I'm protecting my home. Your home, she steps even closer now. I can see the foundation makeup, the Botox in her forehead, the desperation hiding behind the polish. You own nothing, Mr. Morrison, you have a mortgage. You're $6,000 in debt to the HOA, $8,500 according to your emergency vote. You've been monitoring our meetings, that's harassment. It's a homeowners association. I'm a homeowner, Sharon's composure cracks further. Your business shows inconsistent income, your late wife's medical bills bankrupted you, you're barely making mortgage payments. And now your daughter has behavioral problems, suspended from school for violence. White-hot rage floods through me. You research my daughter. I protect this community from people like you. Her voice turns vicious. From people who can't follow rules, can't pay their debts, can't control their children. Your wife died because you couldn't afford good health care, Mr. Morrison. Now you'll lose this house because you can't afford good lawyers. My fists clench. Every muscle in my body wants to know. Stay calm, she's baiting me, trying to provoke a response she can use against me. Get off my property, Sharon, but she's not done. The poison keeps flowing. And when you're gone. When the foreclosure's final and you're living in some apartment across town, I'll buy this property for $200,000. I'll renovate it. New kitchen, new flooring, fresh paint. And I'll sell it for $650,000. Just like I did to the Johnsons, the Martinez family, the Sullivans, just like I did to all the others. She said it, all of it, on camera, confessing, bragging. She realizes it a moment too late. Her eyes flick to my doorbell camera. Then back to me, you're recording this. It's my property, I can record whoever comes to my door. That recording is inadmissible. North Carolina is a two-party consent state, not for recordings made on private property when someone approaches your door. That's established case law. You want to challenge it, get your husband the attorney to explain it to you. Sharon's face goes white, then red. You have 24 hours to pay your fines and vacate. If you're not gone by tomorrow night, the sheriff will remove you, and your daughter will watch her father dragged out of this house in handcuffs. The sheriff can't enforce a civil HOA matter without a court order. Richard will have the court order by Monday morning. Then I guess we'll see each other in court, Mrs. Whitfield. She stares at me. Years of winning, years of crushing people, years of getting away with it, and now someone's actually fighting back. You'll lose, she says. Everyone loses against us. Maybe, but at least I'll go down fighting. Can you say the same? Or do you just prey on people too broken to resist? Sharon turns and walks away. Doesn't run, maintains her dignity, but I can see it, the crack in her armor, the fear. She knows I have something, she doesn't know what. Doesn't know how much, but she knows. I go back inside. Emma's still watching cartoons, oblivious. I pull out my phone. Text Sarah Martinez, just got a full confession on camera. She admitted to the entire scheme. Everything? Sarah's response is immediate. Send it now. We're filing Monday morning. Federal court. We're bypassing their local connections entirely. I upload the footage, watch it send, bar filling, 100%. Then I sit on the couch next to Emma. She curls up against me, eyes on the TV. Dad, was that the mean lady? Yeah, baby. Is she going to take our house? I hold my daughter close. No, Emma, she's not. Because sometimes bad people push too hard, and when they do, they make mistakes, and those mistakes, they destroy them. I don't understand. You will someday, but for now, just know we're safe, we're going to be okay. Emma smiles. Goes back to her cartoon. I sit there, heart still pounding, replaying Sharon's words. Your wife died because you couldn't afford good health care. Now you'll lose this house because you can't afford good lawyers. She's wrong about Sarah, about me. About everything, because Sarah taught me something before she died. She taught me that some fights are worth everything. That protecting your family means never surrendering, never giving up. And Sharon Whitfield is about to learn what happens when you threaten a Marine's family. Tomorrow, we file the lawsuit, and everything changes. Monday morning, 6 a.m. Sarah Martinez calls. She's in Charlotte, drove through the night from D.C. We're filing at 9, federal courthouse. I need you there. What are we filing? Everything, civil RICO predicates, pattern of racketeering, fraud, conspiracy, unjust enrichment. We're naming Sharon and Richard Whitfield personally. Naming Riverside Holdings LLC. Naming the HOA as an organization. And we're seeking dissolution of the board, financial restitution for every affected family, and criminal referrals to the U.S. Attorney's Office. My hands shake. Can we win? Jack, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've never seen a case this strong. The evidence is overwhelming. The confession on camera, that alone is devastating. Add the financial records, Bates' testimony, the falsified violations, the county documents Dorothy provided. This isn't just winnable. This is prosecutable. Richard has connections. Local judges, federal court bypasses all that. Judge Catherine Morrison, no relation to you, but the irony is perfect. She's known for hating corruption. She was appointed specifically because she's incorruptible. If we get her, and we will, I checked the docket, the Whitfields are finished. What do I need to do? Be there, testify if needed, and Jack, don't back down, they're going to come at you hard today. Threats, intimidation. Maybe even a countersuit, stay strong. Emma's still asleep. I wake her gently. Baby, you're staying with Uncle Mike today. Why? Dad has something important to do. Is it about the mean lady? Yeah. It's about making sure mean people can't hurt good people anymore. I drop Emma at Mike's. He knows what's happening, hugs me hard. You got this, brother. Federal courthouse, downtown Charlotte, massive granite building, American flags. Security checkpoints, Sarah's waiting on the steps, 34, Latina, sharp blazer, sharper eyes, she's carrying 2 briefcases. Ready to change your life, she asks, ready to save it. We file, clerk stamps the documents. Case number assigned. Morrison v. Whitfield et al., federal civil case, public record. By 10 a.m. it's online, public docket, anyone can see it. By 11 a.m. my phone explodes, text messages, voicemails, emails. Former residents, current residents, news outlets. Tom calls, Jack, oh my God, you actually did it, you're suing them. David Sullivan calls, I'm on my way to Charlotte, I'm testifying. Whatever you need. Bate, Sharon's former assistant, texts, I quit this morning, I'll testify, I can't do this anymore. Dorothy from the county office sends an email. Thank you for having the courage I wish I'd had years ago. Then at 2 p.m. the counterstrike hits. Emergency HOA board meeting. Posted notice, immediate foreclosure proceedings finalized. Sheriff ordered to remove Jack Morrison from property. Effective 6 p.m. today. 4 hours. They're giving me 4 hours, Sarah's already on it. They're panicking. This is exactly what I wanted. File an emergency injunction. Judge Morrison's clerk just confirmed hearing at 4 p.m. today, 2 hours from now. What if we lose? We won't, trust me. 4 p.m., federal courtroom, packed gallery, news cameras outside, word spread fast. Former residents fill the benches. Tom's there, David, Bate, Dorothy, even some current residents I don't recognize, and there at the defense table, Sharon and Richard Whitfield. Sharon's wearing a burgundy suit dress, full length, perfectly tailored. Hair immaculate, makeup perfect, she looks like corporate power, like someone who's never lost anything in her life. Richard's in a $3,000 suit, silver hair. Cold eyes, he has a team of 4 attorneys with him, they look expensive, dangerous. Judge Catherine Morrison enters, 60 years old. Black woman, former prosecutor, federal appointee, reputation for being brilliant and ruthless. This is an emergency hearing regarding the Morrison v. Whitfield case. Miss Martinez, you have the floor. Sarah stands, presents our evidence. The recording plays on courtroom speakers. Sharon's voice crystal clear. When you're gone, I'll buy this property for $200,000. I'll sell it for $650,000, just like I did to the others. The gallery gasps. You can actually hear it, this collective intake of breath. Sharon's face goes pale, then red. Richard puts a hand on her arm, she shakes it off. Sarah continues, financial records, property transfers, 8 families testifying via video deposition, David explaining his destruction. Dorothy confirming the sealed documents, Bate describing the falsified violations, Richard's lead attorney objects constantly. Hearsay, irrelevant, inadmissible. Judge Morrison overrules every single objection, her face is stone. Unreadable, then Richard stands. Personally, he's defending himself, he's good, smooth, confident, argues HOA authority, binding contracts, property rights versus community standards, cites case law precedents. Makes it sound reasonable, legal, justified, but Sarah's rebuttal destroys him. Your Honor, this isn't about HOA authority, it's about systematic fraud, racketeering, extortion. The evidence shows a 3-year pattern of targeting homeowners, fabricating violations, and profiting from forced sales. This isn't community management. This is organized crime. Judge Morrison closes her folder, removes her glasses. I'll have my ruling in 1 hour. We wait in the hallway, Sarah's confident. We got her, I can see it. I'm not so sure. I've seen powerful people win before, seen justice fail, seen corruption triumph. Emma texts from Mike's. Dad, are you okay? I respond, soon baby, very soon. 1 hour and 12 minutes later we're called back. The courtroom's even more packed now, standing room only. Judge Morrison returns. Her face gives nothing away, she sits. Opens a file and begins to speak. Judge Morrison's voice fills the courtroom. Clear, powerful, final. I've reviewed the evidence presented in this emergency hearing. What I've seen represents one of the most egregious cases of HOA abuse and systematic fraud I've encountered in 20 years on the federal bench. Sharon shifts in her seat. First time her perfect posture breaks. The recording alone is damning, a clear admission of a scheme to defraud homeowners. But combined with the financial records, the testimony of multiple victims, and the documentation of falsified violations, this case presents overwhelming evidence of a pattern of racketeering activity. Richard's jaw tightens. His attorneys are perfectly still. Judge Morrison continues. The emergency injunction is granted. Foreclosure proceedings against Mr. Morrison are immediately halted. Furthermore, I'm issuing the following orders effective immediately, she reads from her ruling. Each word hits like a hammer. 1. All fines and violations levied against Jack Morrison by the Riverside Meadows HOA Board are dismissed with prejudice. 2. All liens filed against Mr. Morrison's property are voided and will be removed from county records within 48 hours. 3. The gate blocking Mr. Morrison's driveway, installed on his deeded property without authorization, will be removed within 24 hours at HOA expense. Failure to comply will result in contempt charges. 4. Sharon Whitfield and Richard Whitfield are removed from the HOA board effective immediately and are permanently banned from serving in any HOA leadership capacity in the state of North Carolina. 5. The Riverside Meadows HOA board is placed under court supervision pending full investigation of its practices over the past 5 years. The gallery erupts, gasps, whispers. Someone actually claps before the bailiff restores order. But Judge Morrison isn't finished. She looks directly at Sharon and Richard. Mr. and Mrs. Whitfield, what you've done here goes beyond civil misconduct. It represents a calculated, systematic effort to defraud and extort vulnerable homeowners for personal profit. I am referring this case to the United States Attorney's Office for Criminal Investigation. The evidence suggests violations of federal racketeering statutes, wire fraud, and conspiracy. Sharon stands, shaking. Your Honor, we didn't. Sit down, Mrs. Whitfield. Judge Morrison's voice cuts like steel. You had your opportunity to speak through your counsel. That opportunity has concluded. Sharon sits. For the first time, she looks small, defeated, human. Additionally, Judge Morrison continues, I'm ordering the HOA to establish a restitution fund for families affected by the board's actions over the past 5 years. Mr. and Mrs. Whitfield, your personal assets may be subject to seizure pending the outcome of the criminal investigation to fund this restitution. Richard finally speaks. Your Honor, we have rights. You have the right to remain silent, Mr. Whitfield. I suggest you exercise it, because anything you say in this courtroom can and will be used against you in the criminal proceedings that are surely coming. Judge Morrison bangs her gavel. This hearing is concluded. Mr. Morrison, your home is safe. The injunction is permanent pending the civil trial, which I'm fast-tracking to my docket. We'll see everyone back here in 60 days for full proceedings. The courtroom explodes. News reporters rushing out, former residents crying, hugging. David Sullivan finds me, tears streaming down his face. We did it, we actually did it. Tom grabs me. Jack, my God, you saved us. You saved all of us. Sarah Martinez is smiling, first time I've seen her smile. That's how justice is supposed to work. Sharon and Richard are escorted out through a side exit. Media swarms them, cameras flashing. Reporters shouting questions. Sharon's crying now, mascara running, that perfect mask completely shattered. Richard has his arm around her trying to shield her, but there's nowhere to hide, not anymore. Outside the courthouse, I stand on the steps. Afternoon sun warm on my face, phone buzzing constantly, Emma calling, I answer. Dad, hey baby. Are we okay? Yeah, Emma, we're okay, we're safe, the house is ours. Nobody's taking it. She's crying, happy tears. Can I come home? Uncle Mike's bringing you right now, I'll be there soon. I hang up, look at the courthouse behind me, the American flag snapping in the breeze. Sarah approaches. You should say something, media wants a statement. I'm not good at speeches. You don't need to be, just tell the truth. I walk to the microphone cluster, cameras everywhere, reporters shouting questions. I raise my hand, they quiet. My name is Jack Morrison, I'm a veteran, small business owner, single dad. 3 weeks ago the HOA tried to take my home. They thought I was just another victim, another family they could crush. I pause, collect my thoughts. But I fought back, not because I'm special, not because I'm brave, because I had no choice. When someone threatens your child's home, threatens the place where your late wife's memory lives, you fight, you don't surrender. Cameras clicking. Recording, this isn't just my victory. This is for the 8 families who lost their homes before me, for every homeowner being targeted by corrupt HOA boards across this country, for everyone who's ever felt powerless against people with money and connections. My voice strengthens. Bad people don't win forever, not when good people refuse to give up, not when good people stand together, not when good people demand justice. I look directly into the cameras. If you're fighting something like this, document everything, find allies, don't face it alone, because corruption only wins when we're too afraid to fight back. I step away from the microphones. Walk to my truck, drive home. Emma's waiting on the porch when I arrive. She runs to me, I lift her up, hold her tight. We won, baby. I know, Dad, Uncle Mike told me you beat the mean lady. We beat her together. All of us? That night the neighborhood gathers. Tom organizes it, brings barbecue, former residents return, David, Bate, Dorothy, Even Principal Henderson comes apologizing for not seeing what was really happening. Someone brings a truck, chains the gate, rips it out of the concrete with a loud crack. Everyone cheers. The gate crashes down, symbol destroyed. I stand on my porch watching. Emma's inside, finally sleeping peacefully. Sarah's flowers are blooming in the garden. The porch my grandfather and I built is solid under my feet. This home, this life, this future, all of it saved, not by money, not by power, but by refusing to break. 2 months later, Sharon and Richard Whitfield are indicted. 15 counts of fraud, 5 counts of conspiracy, wire fraud, racketeering, federal charges. The 8 families receive restitution settlements. Tom's violation is dismissed. He's elected new HOA president. The board is reformed with actual community members who care about the neighborhood, not profit. My business thrives. Word spreads about what happened. People want to support the guy who fought back. Survived, Emma makes new friends, real friends. Kids whose parents actually care about character, not money, and every morning I walk to the end of my driveway. And my driveway, no gate, no barrier, just open space and freedom. I stand there in the sunrise and think about Sarah. About the fight she never got to see me win, about how proud she'd be because I kept my promise. I saved our home, protected our daughter, preserved our family's legacy. Not because I was powerful, but because I refused to be broken. That's justice. That's what happens when good people fight back. 6 months after the trial, life's different now. Better, quieter, but the fight isn't completely over, not yet. The criminal trial begins. Federal courthouse, packed every day. I attend when I can, but mostly I'm working, building my business, being a dad, living the life Sharon tried to steal. The prosecution presents mountains of evidence. Everything Sarah and I gathered, plus more the FBI uncovered during their investigation. Bank records showing $3.8 million in profit, even more than we initially found. Email chains between Sharon and Richard coordinating which families to target next. Text messages discussing how to fabricate violations. Richard testifies in his own defense. Tries to claim the property purchases were legitimate business investments, that the HOA fines were justified enforcement of community standards, that they had no idea the violations were falsified. But Bate destroys that defense. Takes the stand, testifies that Sharon personally directed her to create violations for targeted homeowners. That Richard reviewed every lien before filing, that they celebrated each successful forced sale. They kept a spreadsheet, Bate says, voice shaking, called it the acquisition list. Properties they wanted, they'd pick a homeowner, target them with violations, and track their timeline to foreclosure. It was systematic, calculated. They knew exactly what they were doing. The jury deliberates for 4 hours, guilty on all counts. Sentencing, Richard gets 8 years federal prison, Sharon gets 6. Both are ordered to pay full restitution to all affected families. Assets seized. The McMansion 3 doors down, sold at auction. Proceeds go to victims. I'm in the courtroom when the sentence is read. Sharon cries, actual tears, the mascara running. The perfect image shattered completely. Richard sits stone-faced. Broken, his legal career destroyed, his freedom taken, everything he built through corruption gone. They're led away in handcuffs. I watch them disappear through the side door, feel nothing but relief. Outside, reporters ask for my reaction. I keep it simple. Justice isn't always fast, but when it comes, it's worth the wait. Life moves forward. Emma's in 6th grade now, straight A's, confident, strong. The trauma of nearly losing our home made her tougher. She volunteers at a legal aid clinic on weekends with me, helps other families document HOA abuse. She's my hero. The neighborhood's transformed. Tom's leadership brings actual community. Block parties, neighborhood watches, people looking out for each other instead of preying on each other. Everything an HOA should be. David Sullivan moves back. Buys a house 2 streets over. We're close friends now, brothers in the fight. He starts a nonprofit, Homeowners Against HOA Abuse, national organization. I'm on the board. Sarah Martinez still calls sometimes. Updates me on other cases. She's used our victory as precedent in 43 other HOA abuse cases nationwide. 138, still fighting the rest. She tells me our case changed everything. Made federal prosecution of HOA corruption possible. Dorothy retired from the county office. Sends me Christmas cards, says helping me was the best thing she did in 30 years of public service. Bate went back to school. Studying law, says she wants to fight for people who can't fight for themselves. I wrote her a recommendation letter for her applications. She got into 3 schools, chose the one with the best public interest program, and me, I'm good. Not perfect, still miss Sarah every day, still have hard moments, but I'm healing. The business is profitable, Emma's thriving. The house is ours, truly ours now, mortgage paid off with the restitution settlement. I expanded the workshop. Hired 3 more mechanics. We specialize in vintage bikes now. It's become something special, something I'm proud of, something Sarah would have loved. Every morning I still walk to the end of my driveway, stand there in the sunrise. Look at the spot where that gate used to be. Remember what it felt like to be trapped, helpless, threatened, and remember what it felt like to fight back, to win, to survive. People ask me sometimes, was it worth it, the stress, the fear, the risk? I tell them yes, every time. Because some things are worth fighting for, your home, your family, your dignity, your right to live without being exploited by corrupt people in positions of power. And when you stand up to corruption, when you refuse to be broken, when you fight back with everything you have, you don't just save yourself. You save everyone who comes after you. You change the system. You make justice possible for others who don't have the strength to fight alone. That's legacy. That's what matters. That's what Sarah would have wanted. So to anyone watching this who's facing something similar, an abusive HOA, a corrupt authority figure, someone with power trying to crush you, listen. Document everything, find allies, don't give up, because bad people only win when good people surrender. And you don't have to be rich, don't have to be powerful, don't have to be special. You just have to refuse to quit, refuse to break. Refuse to accept injustice, because this is America. And in America, even one person standing up for what's right can change everything, can beat the system, can win against corruption. I'm living proof. My daughter's living proof. 8 families who got their justice are living proof. So fight, document, persist, find your allies, build your case, and when the moment comes, strike hard and strike true, because justice is possible, corruption can be defeated, and homes can be saved. This was my story, my fight, my victory, and if I can do it, anyone can. Emma calls from inside. Dad, dinner's ready. I smile, turn from the driveway, walk back to my home, the home we saved. The home where we're building our future. And I'm grateful for every moment, every victory, every lesson learned in the fire. This is what winning looks like, not perfect, not easy, but real, and ours, forever ours. If this story moved you, inspired you, or gave you hope, leave a comment below. Tell us where you're watching from, share your own HOA story. Let's build a community of people who refuse to be victims, who fight back, who win. Your comment matters, your voice matters. Together we're stronger than any corrupt authority. Let's prove it. Comment now.